Hello whiskey lovers, and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. Go back to Islay, early 2000s, and Mark Renier, he really put the Bruichladdich distillery back on the map, creating no less than 3 styles of whiskey. The Laddie unpeated, the Port Charlotte heavily peated, and the very heavily peated Octomore. It got so popular, in fact, that, well, a French group came along and gobbled it all up, much to the chagrin of Mark Renier. He really did not want to sell, but hey, the board decided to cash in, so Mark Renier also got some cash there. Now, instead of sitting still, he actually crossed the sea to Ireland, and he landed in Waterford, where he actually converted an old Guinness brewery into the Waterford distillery. Now, fast forward, this is 2014, fast forward to 2024, and it is a bit of a sad story because we just got news that Mark Renier's Waterford distillery is in fact going bankrupt. Chapter 11. They are in financial trouble and they are now under administration, looking for someone who might want to be able to put some money in there to give it a restart, to give it a second lease on life maybe. But hey, that will not stop us from trying a Waterford Irish whiskey. And in this case, to make the link to the Bruichladdich distillery, it's a bit of a small link to be honest, I decided to try a peated Waterford whiskey. And today's whiskey is the Fenniscourt 1.1, a peated version of the Waterford distillery. Now it comes in a blue bottle. All Waterfords come in this nicely glass blue bottle. That's all marketing, but it all has a purpose. The blue obviously refers to the water that is needed to create whiskey. Then the stripes at the bottom of the bottle, those are actually the grooves created when ploughing the fields on which the barley grows. And then finally, you also have a glass stopper, and depending on the fact whether it's peated or not, it has a specific color. This is a black glass stopper, signifying the peat in there. Wow, that's well, it's peated at 38 ppm, which is quite high, but as you know, at the end of the production process, not much goes into the bottle, to be honest. What we have here is bottled at 50% ABV, if I'm not mistaken. I am not. The peated Fenniscourt at 50%. ABV. It's a bright golden with a bit of a pink sheen, and this is in fact a vatting of 4 different cask types. And one of the cask types that Mark Renier actually always uses is Vin Doux Naturel, a French wine, sweet wine, and that imparts some specific flavors to this whiskey. So let's give this one a go. The Waterford Fenniscourt 1.1 at 50% ABV on the nose. Well, I get a pleasant mix of sweet and sour fruit with just a mildly peatiness in there. Think pineapple, some unripe strawberries. I get some mirabelles and a hint of currant in the mix. Camphor and something salty appear as well, giving it a bit of a maritime element to it. This is quite nice. It's got this hint of medicinal attributes in there as well. But I'm quite happy with this nose. It's not Islay peat, obviously. This is something very different. But nevertheless, peaty, lovely, fruity. I like it on the palate. That's actually an excellent body. Good mouthfeel. clings to the teeth, quite full in fact and intense. Now the peatiness is quite intense, to be honest, but it quickly gives way to maritime notes, and then the fruit kicks in. Again, those mirabelles, almost tropical fruit in there, making this quite lovely indeed. But before the fruit tries to break through, you get that saltiness again. The pineapple returns in pineapple galore. This is actually pineapple on the barbecue with a peaty undertone. Quite lovely indeed on the finished end. Now it finishes medium long with again that salty tang towards the end. It's a bit of a balancing act. You've got the peaty, maritime, salty notes on the one hand. You've got all these lovely sweet fruity notes, sweet and sour fruity notes on the other hand, and they come nicely together, beautifully balanced. I must say, I am quite impressed with this Waterford Fenniscourt peated. Quite impressed indeed. And well, let's all cross our fingers and hope that Mark Renier and Waterford Distillery do get a second lease on life, because they've only been out there for 10 years and they do make some lovely, lovely Irish whiskey. And that's all for this Whisky Rambling from the beautiful Belgian Ardennes, and I hope to see you at one of Mark's Whisky Ramblings real soon. And until then, may the malt be with you. Bye-bye.